New one. Oh, this one. What? June 26. There's two trees in a forest. One is kind of smiling. It's a very simplistic personification of the trees. So one mouth is just a line, but the other one is like a oval bisected. That's his mouth. Anyway, the one that's kind of smiling has a arrow in the tree's forehead with an apple through it. The caption is, "Oh, this crazy story." There's, it's the Grim Reaper. Standing behind a very large tree with his skeleton hands covering his face, and his scythe is leaning up against the tree. And there's people in the distance, they're old people, kind of moving frantically around. You can tell that it's frantic because there's like movement lines coming off of their body. One of them's in a wheelchair, moving across the panel from left to right quite quickly because there's speed lines. And there's an old woman with a walker. So that's happening in the distance. But at the forefront is the Grim Reaper behind the tree, hiding. Caption is 1920. Ready or not, here I come. It's a pot plant sitting on a bench. The plant has 3 pointy leaves that are variegated, and coming off the plant, like where the flowers would be, kind of looks a bit like an orchid, are these elephant heads. And they're elephants with tusks, large tusks, but they're varying sizes, going down the stem of the plant. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elephant heads. And the caption is, "The scientists never stopped to ask if they should, only if they could." This is of a shop window, and there's a display of mannequins. 2 of them are lying on the floor in varying positions of relaxation. There's also a chair in the window, and there is someone on it, kind of sitting but half folded over themselves. They kind of all look like they're wearing pajamas. Oh, and there's different price tags on like folded pieces of paper in front of each mannequin. There's 3 mannequins. One is $195. One is $100. One is $150. And the sign on the window says inactive wear. This is of a biplane is flying through the sky, and there is a person who has just parachuted, presumably out of the plane. And in skywriting it says, "I quit." This is of a baby or toddler sitting in their crib. It's framed from within the crib, so looking out into a room, the baby's room. The baby is wearing like a romper with hearts on it, holding a blanket and a teddy bear. And you can see other bits in the room, but it's mostly dark. The baby is looking up into the corner where there is a security camera. And under the security camera, also it's kind of like highlighted with it is more bright around the security camera, and then underneath is a sign that says, "Big Mother is watching you." There is a house made out of sticks, and there's 2 pigs in there. You can tell they're pigs because there's a window in the house. I think it's made of sticks. And there's a drawing of the sun, and there's a tree in the background, not a healthy looking tree. It has not many leaves on it. It could be winter, but still, the tree has not been pruned well. There's a wolf staring at the house with the pigs in it, and it looks really angry. He's standing up on his 2 back legs. His tail is down in an aggressive position, and he has an asthma puffer, and he's taking a puff because there's lines coming off of it, and he's looking at the pigs. I don't understand. Oh, this is this sketchy guy. Oh, God. There's 2 people. They're out in a garden or a farm. There's lots of animals, pigs. There's a cow. Several kinds of pigs. All cows. I can't tell what they are. The illustration is very scratchy. And there's a man laying under a tree with a dense canopy. He has his feet out. His shoes, he's taken off his shoes. They're just sitting next to him, next to a rake and a wheelbarrow full of tools. He's lying down, gesticulating to this woman who is looking down at him, wearing a large hat. Oh, he is wearing like a trucker's cap and a kind of a check shirt and long pants. He has a beard and a very long nose. So the woman is wearing a large sun hat, very curly long hair. She's holding a shovel and a basket full of a lot of produce. She is kind of rolling her eyes at him. And the caption says, "Come, join me for a few moments of mindful indolence." A man and a woman are in bed. The woman is reading. They're wearing pajamas. One side of the bed is darker than the other because on the woman's side there is a lamp which is on the bedside table, and there's books under the lamp. The woman looks cross. She's holding a book folded back, kind of like this. Could be a magazine. And she looks at the man, and the caption says, "I do want a threesome, just not with you." There's like an alleyway. There's two buildings. So it's 2-point perspective. So it's like a corner of a building, and then looking down into the alleyway. But you can't see the length of the alleyway because there's another building cutting it off. And the square buildings with the windows are all boarded up with wood. And there's two gangsters. They're coming out of the alleyway, and you can tell they are gangsters because they have long black trench coats and classic Homburg style hats on. One of them has a mustache. Also, they have like collared shirts and ties. One of them smoking a cigarette, holding a baseball bat. The other one, who's not holding those things, is holding a presumably dead body. And this cartoon has colour in it. It has red. So there's from whence they've come, there's a red smear of where the body has been. And so in front of them is also a red smear heading across the main street which they've just come into. And the caption says, "Admit it, we're lost." A man, he's in a toga, like a Greek toga. Are all togas Greek? What about a Roman toga? Anyway, it's Greek because it has a geometric pattern along the bottom, which I associate with Greek. He's in an elevator, the man, and he has not much hair, and like I guess it's like a crown. He doesn't look very happy. He is holding some presumably laundry liquid, and there's a large bundle, presumably of clothes, at his feet. Also, he's wearing those sandals, those lacy sandals. And the caption for the cartoon is, "Orpheus descends into the laundry room." Did I say he was in an elevator? This is two people walking into a theatre. There's two people already in their seats at the back, reading the program. There's a woman walking to her seat. The man is behind her, looking kind of annoyed with his hands up like this. They're both holding programs. He has like a hipster haircut and check shirt jacket. And he's saying, "I don't want to sit so close to the stage that the actors can see my eyes glaze over." This is the office hallway. It's two people. It's on a corner, so you can see two doorways, one here and one here. It's two business people looking at each other. One of them is a smile. It's a reverse smile, so it's a frown. It's a reverse smile. A caption says that, so the man, they're facing each other, but one of the men is holding onto the other's shoulders. Caption says, "I just want to say that I appreciate the way you're blamed for everything." There's two people walking outside. It's New York City. They're wearing winter coats. Woman has a handbag, a spotty handbag, and stockings and very high heels. She's holding on to the man through the nook. Rook. It's a nook. Holding onto the man's arm. The man is balding and has the hair here and glasses. Now, above the New York skyline are these 4 giant pictograms of eyes. And the caption says, "I don't know what that is either. It could be the Olsen twins." This is it's like a snapshot of the side of like a subway notice. The sign says, "Planned service changes." 2. The 2 train is going back to school to pursue a career in massage therapy. F. The F train has accepted a position at another subway system. We wish it luck in future endeavors. L. The L train is taking 3 years off to find itself. And then at the bottom is like a little MTA logo. This is taking a long time. This is in a very large office. There's 2 people looking out of the wall is a full window, so it's a like a CEO's office. So there's a large desk and a laptop and a gooseneck lamp and a comfy chair. Now out the window are these big clouds that look kind of like money bags or whoopee cushions or moldy pomegranates. And the caption says, "That one too. They all look like big bags of money." This is a train is traveling along a track and is hit a fork. It's that moral quandary of, if you go one way, you hit 5 people, but if you hit the lever and you go the other way of the fork, you'll only hit 1 person. It's on these rolling hills. So, but on the tracks, there are workmen. There aren't people tied onto the tracks or anything. So the rolling hills, there's a nice house in the distance with some smoke coming out of its chimney. And there's some pine trees, and there's flowers, nice flowers growing out of the mountains. And the train is like a cartoon train. It's like a steam train. So it's coming up to this fork, and the caption reads, "The little engine that faced a tough moral dilemma." Another CEO's office. There's a man sitting at his desk with a piece of paper and a pen, writing something down. But he's also saying something to someone, a woman who is standing, taking notes. She looks kind of uninterested in what is going on. Also, there's a very large window, and in the background, very faint, is a cat calendar. A man is saying to the woman, "One more thing. Can you find out why I'm sad all the time?" Okay, back to the caption contest. So the winning caption for this week was, "There's two people on a bench in the park. One of them is holding a book. Looking to the left of them is a person who's covered in pigeons. Like, covered in pigeons. You can't see that they are an actual person, but you assume they are there." The caption reads, "Shall I keep reading?" And the finalists for this other cartoon, what is going on? So it's a pool with looks like a very large beach ball is in the pool, but it's the entire size of the pool, so you can only see half of it bulging out. And you can see other houses in the background. It's not a large, like, mansion type property. And there's people standing around and lounging in, it could be a hotel. I don't know. There's bikinis and people are drinking cocktails, and there's a table with an umbrella. And so there's a man who's just come in, and he's wearing all his clothes, and they're like it's very small, but I think he's wearing a Hawaiian lei. He's holding a smaller version of the ball that is in the pool, and also this is in color, so you can see the colors of the beach ball. It's pink and green and yellow and blue and red. Anyway, so the man's come in with this smaller beach ball, and there's a woman looking at him. The captions are, there's 3. "Put it down slowly. The mothers are very protective of their young." "I blame inflation. It cuts down on the yelling and splashing." So the cartoon for this week's contest is they're on a balcony of a apartment complex. They're barbecuing. There's a man and a woman. The woman is holding a wine glass. The man is the one doing the barbecuing. He's holding a spatula. On the barbecue is a briefcase. That's it. Can't think of anything.